Hey, what's up, Mafis? Welcome back to the commute, and in this video we're looking at the internals of the view model. Now this will be the second part of the video, and we've already looked at internals, and if you haven't watched my previous video, it would be linked somewhere. In this video we are going to look at the view model store and understand how the view model actually gets stored whenever the state changes actually happen. Let's take a look at it, and hopefully you guys really enjoy it. Let's get started. Now of course we have a component activity open here. Now previously I've looked at all of the stuff where the view model was actually involved, which means that if you were to scroll down and see all of this stuff there where view model is actually involved, we have looked at each and every function. If you want to go through it yourselves, you can also go through it. The documentation describes it perfectly, and you can hopefully you can understand all of it by yourselves. In this video we are looking at view model store owner. Now there are two things to look at here. First of all, we have has default view model provider factory. It is basically the factory pattern to produce the view model, right? And the view model provider is what produces the factory. Factory is being used to produce different instances of the view model. That's exactly what we are doing. This is the view model provider, private val implementation. Let's take a look at implementation. What we have is the view model store, provider.factory, some kind of extra creations and stuff. Okay, look at the factory here. Now we have an interface factory here to produce different kinds of view model. You can take a look at it. If you don't want to take a look at it, it's okay, because it's pretty complicated to look at factory pattern to actually understand it, but it's really good if you could understand it yourselves. But the basic point is, as default view model provider factory, the basic job of this thing is to actually provide you with the default view model factory if you're not injecting your own factory there. I hope you guys really understand it. We're looking at the view model store owner. Now what is this? If we go inside of it, we'll see that it is a public interface view model store owner, which has some kind of public view model store. Store owner is actually the owner of the store, the view model store. The view model store is responsible to store the view model. Okay, it's a public interface that exposes the view model store in the component activity. Okay, and let's take a look at view model store. Now as you can see, it is a public open class. There's a pretty good definition here. An instance of view model store must be retained through the configuration changes. If an owner of this view model store is destroyed or recreated during configuration changes, new instance of an owner should still have the same old instance of the view model store. If an owner of the view model store is destroyed and is not going to be recreated, then it should call clear view model. The view models will be notified and they are no longer being used. Now what happens is, in the configuration changes, view model store itself might get destroyed. So we need to save the view model store itself before it gets destroyed. An instance of view must be retained through the configuration changes, and if an owner of this view model store is destroyed, recreated due to configuration changes, a new instance of an owner should still have the same instance of the view model store. What happens is, whenever the state changes in an activity or a fragment, the view model owner might itself get destroyed. It means that view model store is being saved in some kind of last configuration instance, but the owner itself is destroyed. And if the owner is recreated again, the view model store instance, the previous instance which was saved in the last configuration, gets into the view model store owner, and that is being passed ahead, where we can access all of the configurations that we need from the store owner. Okay, and that's the key. So public view model store actually gets saved inside of the last configuration change, and that is what we are looking at exactly. What we have is a public open class view model store, private val implementation of map. Okay, a mutable map of string and view model seems interesting. Then we have a put, then we have get, then we have certain keys, and that we have clear. So these are 4 functions inside of this view model store. Now what is this map actually doing? This is how actually we save the view model. Whenever the view model gets destroyed, we are actually saving it inside of this mutable map by actually attaching it with a key. Right, now this string is basically the key you see here. The key string, as you can see, whenever the old view model is equal to map.put, the key and the view model. The key is produced somewhere, and that key gets accessed into this put, and the key and the view models get saved inside of this mutable map, and that's how we save the view model in the view model store. I hope this makes it much clear. What we have is where to get the key. Okay, now this is the get. This is the get function. Now I've already explained the put function. Put function is basically putting the view model inside of the map. Get is basically getting the view model outside of the map with the help of key. Okay, we are actually trying to get the view model. Then we have public fun clear. Now this is called, I hope you remember, in some kind of on destroy lifecycle function, the view model clear was called so that we need to actually clear the view model. model, and we actually cleared the map itself when the activity is fully closed. It means we might have closed the app and the view model, the map needs to be cleared. That's exactly what we are doing here. We're clearing the map here. Clears the internal storage and notifies view models that they are no longer being used. That's what exactly we are doing here. We understand what view model store is doing and how it is getting changed. If you guys have any other problem around view model, do comment down below and I'll try to solve it and hopefully add more value to you. I hope you guys really enjoyed these videos of internals of view models. For now, this is it, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.